Christmas to everyone out there. We're finally here. I know by now you've probably already opened up your gifts and had your meals, watched a couple of football games or basketball games, whatever it is that you do, did whatever you did with your families. I just wanted to say hello and at the same time say Merry Christmas to you all. It's been a good day. Spent it just quiet, really quiet with the wife and my kid. And I was able to reach out to my other children, but it's been a good day. So I'm super excited just to say that Christmas is here and Merry Christmas to you all. To everyone out there, Merry Christmas. Now comes the next part. The next part is what? New Year's 2025. What do you have planned for the next year? What do you have planned coming for next year? I just wanted to think. I'm starting thinking, what do I have planned? What am I looking forward to for 2025? And definitely looking forward to being a content creator and to be able to put out new material. Starting to be more creative in thinking and things that we can put out, and finding that niche that's going to help me get my channel developed and where I needed to be for the next year. So just relaxing now, but at the same time, the wheels are spinning, the wheels are turning, and trying to think what's a good thing, what's a good opportunity, what's a good plan, what are we going to be able to do in the next year coming. So I wanted to just say Merry Christmas to all of you out there, everyone that subscribed to this channel. I appreciate you and I thank you. And we're going to be looking to do some bigger and better things in the year to come. So in the year to come, we're going to be looking to do some bigger and better things. Was able to, still trying to find that angle, still trying to find that location, that area that I feel more comfortable with. I had a real good time doing the videos for the Rudolph versus Santa. I had a good time with that, but now it's more what's next? There's something to think about. What's next? What's next for 2025? Have you been thinking about that? Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, what's up, XXX fan? Totally not Dylan. How y'all doing out there? Merry Christmas to you. I just wanted to come on here and say Merry Christmas. Hey, Devin, what's going on? Just wanted to say Merry Christmas. And now that Christmas is not totally over, but at the same time, we're more looking at what is the plan for 2025. Nick Guards. Okay, Nick, happy birthday to you. He was born on Christmas. All right, happy birthday to Nick. If everybody else can just put in the text or in the chat down there, happy birthday to Nick. Today's his birthday. What a special day to be born on actual Christmas Day. That's amazing. So happy birthday, Nick. Hope you had a great day. I was born a few days after Christmas, so I know if anything like me, your Christmas gift and your birthday gift are always wrapped into one. So I hope it's not the same for you, but if it is, enjoy them. I used to get bigger gifts, but they were always, your birthday gift is your Christmas gift, and normally around the parties too. So your birthday party is the New Year's party. So, but it's okay. But happy birthday, and everyone else can put down in the chat if you don't mind this happy birthday to Nick. And let's celebrate how young is Nick, if you don't mind sharing, totally. Just so we can see what, so I remember, or if anything, just how old is he? But I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to you all. I wanted to say, I hope everybody had a wonderful day. If you got to spend it with your family, that's a blessing. If you got to spend it with friends or something, I hope, you were able to enjoy today. And then from there, it's the next, what's next? I know without a doubt, we're getting ready to go into the next year. Some people got to go right back to work tomorrow. I'm grateful that I was able to be off tomorrow. I took vacation. But at the same time, let's get ready for 2025. There's a lot of changes on YouTube, and I know that Twitter is going, not Twitter, but TikTok is going through their things. It might be in shutdown and things like that. So we're starting to see a lot of changes in social media. We're going to see a lot of changes with content creating and things like that. So still trying to build this channel up, still trying to find that right angle. And that's where the big, like, okay, what should we do and how can we build this channel so that it can be successful? Part of it is getting that number up. My goal for 2025, my goal by April 1 of 2025 is to have 1,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna ask you, if you're on here now and you're not a subscriber, if you're liking this content, go look at the videos. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The more people just trying to get more subscribers, not just someone to say I got a bunch of numbers, but it's just the trying to put out a good product, trying to put out a good material for everyone. And that's what you're trying to do. And I know that you're not going to be able to reach everybody, but once you get it out there. So we did a lot of different videos. I got some shorts in there. We got some personal videos. We got some helpful tips. Some what would you do's. It's a lot of different things going in there. And as I'm still trying to develop, I'm still a new creator. And because I'm a new creator, I'm still trying to work out the kinks and the wrinkles that's in my channel and in my, in my community. But I am a believer of iron sharpening iron. And if you don't know what that means, it's just meaning that my skills working with your skills will make us both stronger, make us both better. So it's iron sharpening iron. It takes one piece of iron to sharpen another piece of iron. And because of me and you working together, I'm going to be very supportive to your channel. I'm very supportive to your community. And I ask you to be supportive to mine. And like I say, we're with iron sharpening iron, we both will be successful. I think this is big enough for everybody. So if you're into it and you're in trying to build your program or if you're a content creator and you want to build, your subscribers up and you want to get your watch hours and things like that, then, you work with other new content creators, and as we work together and support each other, we grow stronger together. So that's part of what I'm looking to do in 2025. But the reason for coming on today was just to really say Merry Christmas to you all. I had the opportunity to be with my family today. I enjoyed a good meal, watched a couple of NFL games on Netflix, and that was different. That was the first time that Netflix put live football on, and that was definitely different. It wasn't, the game was the game. It was just the fact that watching a game on Netflix was a little bit different. Especially after Netflix went live with that fight last month or a couple of months ago. I think it was last month with Paul and Tyson, and had those glitches. And so and I know I was watching to see if they was going to have another mistake or whatever. But they did pretty good. I think the games went very well. Didn't like the end of the games when they gave out the footballs. They gave out footballs to the MVPs of the game, and it was red velvet cake. I'm like, that was a little different. It's their call on how they want to do things, but to me, that just looked or felt just a little different to give a person a football-shaped cake, and then they broke it apart right there, and you're like, what do you do with this? A cake you have to slice to eat and all. If I could change that, if it was up to me, I think that'd be something that would have been changed. But it is what it is. It was a nice looking. It didn't look like a cake at first, and when they split it open, it's like, okay, it's a cake. So the baker did a wonderful job disguising that cake as a football. I just think they could have did it a little different than they did. But that was one of the things. The second game, if you didn't know, Beyonce performed at halftime. That was different to see a halftime performance, almost like a Super Bowl halftime special, but on a regular game. Regular season game. So that was different too. So big ups to Netflix for, one, taking on a live football game, but then at the same time, making it super special for those who were watching. And then I heard that the WWE is going to Netflix. Monday Night Raw is going to Netflix, starting the first of the year, or the first Monday of the year. And that's like, wow, that's big. That's a big move. That's a big move to have your WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So those who are into the WWE and they like watching that wrestling, I know I grew up with it when it was WWF. Matter of fact, if you go on my videos, you'll see one of them where I tell you about my time that I was on Netflix, because they got a special on right now called Mr. McMahon, and they interviewed some kids 39 years ago. And I was one of those kids they interviewed, and that made the special that's on now for Mr. McMahon. So it was the first episode, and I think it was 27 minutes into the episode. But if you look at that video, oh my God, I'm on Netflix. In my channel, you'll see me describe and tell you about the time that I was on Netflix. So now saying that wrestling is going to Netflix, that's even, it's like, wow. It was a great opportunity. I got on there, and then at the same time, here we are. That WWE is now going to Netflix, which is going to be cool, and I will be tuning in. But now, it was a time that you didn't have to have a subscription to watch the WWE, and now you got to have subscriptions to watch the WWE. But I guess if you couldn't watch it if you didn't have cable. So I mean, you're already paying to be able to watch it. So getting a Netflix subscription, or whatever your cable is subscription, so you can watch it, I guess it's not uncommon to have to pay to watch certain things. Yeah, so again, wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Looking forward to 2025, and I really am. I'm looking forward to 2025. I'm looking forward to some of the things. A person challenged me the other day about what's my goals for the year, and that's something I need to think about. I know it's right around the corner. 2025 is here, but I need to really think about what's my personal goals within my own self, and then what are my business goals for my job, and then what are my goals for my YouTube channel. So I still want to be a content creator. I mean, I've been doing this since October of this year, and I want to get better at it. So because of that, I got to start. To me, I think you need to set goals. So when I first started doing this in October, the goal was get 50 subscribers so I can go live. And that was my whole thing. I just wanted to go live. So, and I'm content with that. So I'm good and happy that I'm able to be live. I like being able to be in front of you and share my stories, and to see your comments and things like that. And just knowing that they're out there and you're out there supporting. So I appreciate each and every person who has supported me this far. And I want to make sure I continue to put things out there that you are entertained with. So, hey, how you doing, KC? So Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to everyone that's on here. I don't want to miss anybody, and I want to support you all. But Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever your holiday is that you celebrate this time of year, happy holidays to you. So I can stop saying Christmas and more say happy holidays. Many people want to make sure that we know what's the reason for this season, and it was definitely because of the birth of Jesus Christ. So that right there, I know we might say it wasn't that day, but it is the day that we have set aside to celebrate his birth. So with all of that, we know 'tis the season, but we also need to know what's the reason for the season. So here we are. So, season greeting to you and everyone out there. And Casey, I appreciate you being in here. So we're just saying what we're looking forward to for 2025. So I know one of my goals that I've already set for myself was by April 1. By April 1 of 2025, I want to be I want to be at 1,000 subscribers. So that's a goal. That is a goal that I have. 1,000 by April 1. So that means I got to get up and get moving because I got some work to do to accomplish that number. I got to make sure I put in some good content so that people will be willing to subscribe. So I'm willing to do my part, but I'm asking you, if you're out there and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Hit those likes down there and let not just me, but let YouTube know that you're happy with the content that's coming out. So you see the like buttons down there, any one of those emojis that you can hit those things and send them up. So letting YouTube know, letting even myself know that you are happy with what's coming out. But if you're not liking it, sometimes in the comments, when you can put things in the comments that will help a content creator get better. So it's like, what can I do to help you get better? Hitting that like button. Sometimes hitting those hearts and whatever the emojis are on the side. Then it's leaving those comments. It's leaving a comment to say, hey, do this or do that. And be respectful in a way when you leave your comments, but just put it in the comments because content creators look at that and they'll try their best to, if it's something that needs to be tweaked, then they'll tweak it. And if it's something that they're working on already, then they'll just improve it. If you be respectful, then it's just like you're helping me build my channel. You're helping me build my community. And it gives you a place to come. It gives you a place to come and be relaxed. I know that when we first started the live today, we wished happy birthday. So totally not Dylan 17. Said their child birthday, Nick, was today, and we said happy birthday to Nick. So again, in case you missed that, we're saying happy birthday to Nick. Today was his birthday, and we want to wish him a happy birthday. But we're also wishing happy holidays to all of you that's there, and I hope that you had a good time today with whatever you did today. Some people had to work. If you was one of those people that had to work, and whatever your job is, I'm gonna say thank you, because whatever it is and whatever that you had to do, it was needed, and someone had to come in there. Someone that probably needed that service was grateful that you was there. I know the type of job that I used to do. I'm still with the same company, but the job I used to do, we didn't have a holidays off. So, we rotated around as far as it was shift work, but it wasn't the type of industry that we can just turn it off on the holidays. So there was always, and there is right now, someone in there working. So you have to remember those people who are not able to take this time off. Sometimes you look at like the doctors and emergency rooms and law enforcement, utility companies and things like that, air traffic control, and those pilots and flight attendants, restaurants, convenience stores, all of those places where people, at the last, not so much at the last second, but you need something and you go somewhere and you're like, hey, you're driving down the road and you need gas, you want the gas station to be open. Well, that means someone had to be away from their family and be away from their home so that they can have the store open so that you can get your gas, so that you can keep doing what you're doing. So we got to recognize that, and be thankful and grateful for those people who make those sacrifices for us so that we can continue to enjoy ourselves and things like that. Like I said, I watched 2 football games today, so that means both teams, or 4 teams of players and staff and coaches and front office and all that were at work today. They were at work, and not even including all of the workers in the concession stands and the referees and all of those people. They had to work today because they put the game on for us. So they were working so that we can enjoy ourselves. Vibing with VC, how you doing? Happy holidays to you. Glad you was able to make it on here today. We're just going over and just talking about the holidays and moving forward to 2025 and what we're going to be, what are we grateful for, going into the new year. We also celebrated, we have Nick on here from Totally Not Dylan 17. Um, they have Nick's birthday is today, and we wanted to wish Nick a happy birthday. So that was something else we did on here today. But 2025 is coming. 2025 is right around the corner. You know, when 2025 get here, I'll be 1 year older. So you know, between Christmas and the New Year is my birthday. So I have a birthday coming, and I will be 1 year older. So with that being said, you know, some people think that you'll be 1 year wiser, and I want to be wiser as I move forward with content creating and building the community and and all in all, just you know, things that we do. I need to, you know, I'm at that point in my life. I need to start working on setting better goals for myself. I need to start setting better goals and things I need to do and put myself in position for the next haul. You know, one of the things that came up is, what's your 5 year plan? You know, have you thought about that? Have you thought about your 5 year plan? You know, if you say 2025 to 2030, what's your plan? What's the things you want? It's like, I can't see that far ahead, but it moves very fast. It moves faster than you think. So putting a 5 year plan together, especially when you're on the fives. So you got 2025 coming, you say by 2030, I want this. And those some of the little goals that you set. And I'm not saying set them so big that they're not achievable, but set certain ones, the little ones, and then work your way through. So Vibe saying it is 2025. We pray it will be awesome, a safe year filled with growth for the community, and I appreciate that. And I pray that your channel and community grow as well. I know I have family that was just down in the Jamaica area. So if you don't know Vibing with VC, she's more into she ride you around the island and let her know and let you know what's going on down there and the places to go and visit and see. So if you have any ambition to going to Jamaica, that would be a good video or channel to tune into and see, because they will definitely help you. Yeah, I know my son said he had a great time. He said he recommended that I come down there, and I have a couple of cousins that's getting ready to go down there as a graduation gift for one of my younger cousins. So they're going. So I've already told them to check out your channel so they can see some of the things to do. Because a lot of times we just get caught up in the touristy things, the things that you see on pamphlets. But you know, I really like going places where I can get behind the scenes and see what's going on. Living after 50, how you doing? Yeah, you're right. 2030 will be here so fast. Your head be spinning. You wouldn't, you know. So we got to start thinking, what's your 5 year plan? What's your 5 year goal? Especially if you're talking about being a content creator or anything. You know, if you're at that age of retirement or you're getting ready. Like I got one of my kids is in middle school, so getting ready to go into high school, and we was like, what's your 5 year? Because before you know it, you'll be graduating. So that's how fast things go, you know, where you're in, you know, one grade, and then before you know it, you're in the 12th grade, and that's 5 years have passed. You said, what was your plan? So those are some of the things that I'm glad to see that you're doing awesome. But those are the things you have to think about. So for 2025, I did say by April 1, and it's not because it's April Fool's, but by April 1, I want to have 1,000 subscribers. That is one of my goals. So that's something that I'm looking forward to trying to achieve. It gives me something to push forward to. But I am still, because I am a new content creator, and I know I share this all the time, but I'm gonna share it again. I still look and see how many are there. I still look and see if, you know, if one fell off or one came on every, you know, and I got to get out of that. That's one of the things I definitely want to improve on in the year to come, in the years to come, is my patience. My patience is, it be tested a lot. So that's something that I definitely want to work on moving forward. Another thing I need to move forward and look to and try to get better with, and I know this is one that comes up for a lot of people a lot of times, is my weight. I am way too heavy. I know I use the the tagline of Big Jack, but Big Jack needs to lose some weight because it would only make me healthier. It would only make me able to get around. I like to do a lot of things. I like to go travel, and I like to, when we travel, we actually like to go see things. And if you're not able to walk around and do a lot of stuff because you're just too big, that's a crutch. It's a handicap that you putting on yourself. So that is another thing that I need to really focus on and work out so that I can get myself in shape. I am grateful that in 2024, I was a survivor. I was a survivor of a prostate cancer. So I had prostate cancer, and I am, from my last test results, I am cancer free. So I'm happy to be able to say that. And so I don't want anything else to pop up. So because of that, I need to get myself in better shape. So that's another goal of mine moving forward, is to get myself in better shape. This year, 2025, is something that I'm going to start looking more towards my retirement. So I don't want to work forever. So, I'm too young right now to retire, but, have start putting yourself in place with your career, the position. I still go to as people say, they quit their 9 to 5s. I still go to a 9 to 5, and I need to put myself in a position where, I'm in a good spot for when it is time to retire. I can retire and not have to go back to work. If I'm going to do anything to have to make any more income, it's going to be content creating. That's what I would prefer to do. That would be something I would prefer to do, where I'm not going into someone's office or whatever. I'm just coming on here and having conversations with all the people like you, and allowing YouTube or whoever, excuse me, Google or whoever to pay me for that work. So I know I'm not alone in that. I know there's a lot of people out here, and that's a good thing about this. We're not in competition with each other. See, that's one thing I really like about this. So a lot of times, like when you're in a corporate world, you're in competition with the next person, trying to get the position, trying to get the raise, trying to get the promotion, and all that. But here, we can promote each other. We can help each other. We can build each other up because we're not in competition with each other. I look and see who's live and see if I know who it is, because I don't want to take anybody from them if I go live. But it's like there's millions and millions and millions of people out here that you can go live and I can go live at the same time, and we might not even get close to touching each other's people. There's no each other. It's just live. It really is. It's just live. So because we're not in competition, I want to support you all. So if you see me pop up in your live, if you see me watch your videos or make a comment, it's genuine. It's a real genuine support. I'm making sure, and I want to see you grow. I want to see you excel. I want you to see your channel blow up and your community, strive. I want to see that. I want to see that, and I'm hoping that if I put something out there, that you'll support, that you'll watch, that you'll look, and if you like it, that's great, and if you don't like it, that's good too. So, but at the same time, it's just more, iron sharpening iron. If we can help each other grow, if you know something and you're going to help me. Matter of fact, I asked a question. I think I was live yesterday and I asked a question, and I want to say Vibin. Vibin was the one who gave me the answer about how the watch hours work. We can only help each other. If you know something, please share it. Share it with the group. As when we was in school, when I was in school, like, you want to share with the class? Yeah, share with the class. Let us all know what's going on. Let us all know the tricks, the insights, and the outs, the things that's going to help us all. So it's like I say, because we're not in a competition with each other, it's the benefit is to help one another build their channels, build their communities, because we're just building a better product. We're making it making it possible for the next person behind us to come in and do certain things. And when you do say anything on here, do your best really to be truthful. I mean, I like real talk. I mean, don't blow smoke, and don't try to act like you did something, and because some of it, it gets discouraging when you see a person say I was monetized in one day and this and that, and I'm like, how? What did you do? Where did you go? And how did you do it? Because whatever you're doing, if there's a way, show us. But then at the same time, it doesn't vibe with everything else that we had to do. I know when I hit the 50 subscribers, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna hit the button. I can go live right now. There's 50. It took a couple of days before they even turned that on. So you're telling me you was able to reach your number and be monetized, and they actually sent you a check, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't sound like what I've heard other people say happened or has to happen. So it's like, so now can I even trust anything that you're saying if you're I would say call it blowing smoke at me now. So, be real with whatever you say, whatever content you're putting out there. Now, if you're joking or if you're giving out, fiction stories and things like that, just say it up front. This is fiction. This is a joke. This is a lie, or whatever. Because of the fact that sometimes you do. You go on here and you're trying to learn. So if I go on your channel, no different. If I was on my way to Jamaica and I wanted to learn something about Jamaica, I don't want somebody on here telling me the wrong thing about Jamaica. Sometimes you got to share the good and the bad because it helps me know where to go and where not to go. Every day is not, Sunday. Everything is not, cupcakes and lollipops. It's not going to be always sweet. There are some places you got to watch yourself, and that's important too, especially if you're telling us about something. Don't I did a thing on here, and it was my public service announcement, and it was talking about the clothes dryer. If you look at that video, and it was saying, don't I learned the hard way. It was my public service announcement. Don't get hurt like I got hurt, where it was talking about dryer lint. The most flammable thing, one of the most flammable things in your house is the lint in your dryer. And because of not cleaning it out, and not just the trap, but the behind it and all that, you should pull it out and clean behind it. It caused a fire inside the house I was living in, and I got burned pretty bad. So I put that in the video, not so much to, woe is me type thing, but it's like, hey, clean out your dryer. Don't let that thing build up because it can actually hurt you. So because of that, I'm hoping that if anyone watched that video, that they got enough or learned enough to be able to if nothing else, make sure that they clean out their dryer trap. It's little things like that, and that's what I'm more mentioning when I say, when we have to be on here and be real with one another, be real with each other. You know, I'm I try my best to be as genuine as I can. I try my best to, be as open as I can. I say things sometimes in code, especially about my age, about because of the fact that my privacy and my family's privacy I'm trying to keep. But at the same time, some of my stories is, even though I move them around and move some of the facts to protect the innocent, as we say, but it's not the fact that it didn't happen. It's just the fact that I don't want too much information to get out to the point that you got, because you do. Some people out here, that everyone's out here is not on your side, and everybody's not trying to do the right thing. So I try to protect myself and my family and all out here. So be careful. Even when you do that, that's why we don't share phone numbers and we don't share email addresses and social security numbers and things like that on lives or any other videos, because of the fact that you are dealing with people from all over, and everyone is not using this platform for good, and that's unfortunate, but it's real. So you have to be real with yourself on that. So just watch yourself and protect yourself. If you find yourself doing, especially sharing information, just be careful with that. Um, all right, living up to 50. And I appreciate you coming in and saying hello. It's been a blessing to have you here. Again, happy holidays. If I don't see you or see you in live or anything into the new year. Happy New Year, and look forward to watching your content moving forward. 100%. Looking forward. Thank you. Yeah, and that's everybody. It was good. It was a good day. Um, Again, wanted to say happy holidays to everybody. Pumpkin, I see you down there. Hello, how you doing? Just wanted to say happy holidays to everybody. We know New Year's is coming up, and then it's like, what's your plan for the new year? And I'm not talking about what's your party plan. I'm just saying, what's your plan? If you're a content creator, what's your plan? If you're a new content creator, what's your goals for next year for 2025? Put that down there. Put it in the comments. What's your goal for 2025? So that you can help build your channel up, get yourself ready. I honestly believe, and I'm foreseeing that it's going to be a huge, I'll say, change or growth for a lot of new content creators and a lot of content creators in 2025 with all the issues going on with TikTok. And it's going to be a lot of people falling away and needing a place to go because they still need a neighborhood. They're going to need a channel to tune into to get their feel. And I believe that, we're in a good spot. And if you're not a content creator, if you're just here just to watch and then you're finding your neighbor. You're looking for a neighborhood. That's no different than what we do in our homes. We looking for a place to rest and put our head, a place that you can feel comfortable and call it home. So I'm hoping that when you look at these channels and look who's in them, look who's in the comments section, who's leaving comments. And if you go and check those channels out, go in there and write those names down and check those channels out so that you can maybe be able to support those channels and see what they're all about, and drop a like or two in the comments, or drop a couple of comments and drop a likes, hit that like button to let us know that we're out there, that you're out there, and that we're putting out something that you're enjoying. So it's just going to be like that. This is going to be it's going to be different. It's going to be a different year. Personal, we need to start looking at things we're going to do. Professional, what's the changes that are going to happen in the next year. Your physical, your health, your mental, all of those things need to be adjusted. So Pumpkin is good. It's good. I see that you telling 50. I don't know if she's still on there, but that's good to hear that you subscribe to her. That's good. Support these new content creators. We're all striving and trying to get to, that next level. And really everybody's level different. One thing that we pointed out again, and if I say it over and over, it's only because I like to make sure that you get an understanding of what I'm saying is the fact that we're not in competition with one another. It's not a competition. So if you see one channel that's doing well, it's nothing wrong with supporting that channel. It's nothing wrong with supporting that channel and doing your own work and building up your channel. That's it, Vibe, and thank you. We are a team. We're working together. I use that term, and you might see the hashtag of iron sharpening iron. It's just that, we're one piece of iron sharpening another piece of iron just by going against each other, not so much going against each other in a negative, but bouncing ideas off of each other, going and visiting each other's channel and seeing, how you're doing this and how he's doing that or how she's doing that, picking up some of those ideas, so I can do it this way, I can do it that way, supporting one another and encouraging one another and things like that is how we're sharpening each other and making our skills better. So we're not in competition with one another. There's enough to go around that we all can, do our thing and then at the same time, bless each other. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I want to get out. I want to get out. I don't know enough. And that's why I need to start studying more and learning more to say I'm your coach. I'm not your coach, but the things that I've experienced, I want you to know. So if you're new, and like I say, I'm over 50 years old, so I'm over 50 years old, and I'm just getting started. So it's like you're late, but you're really not late because it's not so much of what time you started. It's more of the fact of you started. So we all had to start somewhere. I don't care if you started when you was 1 years old. They'll say you're too early or you're too young. But if you start at your 50 years old, they like you're too late. It's that's no such thing. So we all have something to bring to the table, and whatever it is that you're bringing to the table, just bring it to the table. And what you are able to bring, if you be real with it and continue to push it out there, you'd be surprised that someone's out there going to need that advice. Someone's going to need that information. Someone's looking for you to continue to encourage them or to continue to provide that information that's going to help them get to the next level. I'm a firm believer in, if I can share my experiences and it's going to help you not have to go through that, then I'm going to share it. I want to share it because it's going to be your help. You don't know what your mission is. We all are. We all were created for something. We all were created and placed on this earth to do something, and you really don't know what your information, whatever you're providing, is going to do for the person that's listening. We were on a live a couple of days ago, and we had to actually stop the live. I mean, not stop the live and pause it, but the discussion stopped because we needed prayer. We needed, actually, it was like it had got so thick in there that we actually had to like stop just talking and pray because it was that heavy on some personal situation that was going on with some of the people that was in there, that was in the live and was leaving comments, and as you're reading the comments and you're looking, I'm like, man, it got so thick, where you could see that people were actually hurting. And it's like, wow. So for that moment, where you might not realize why you're on here, you might not realize, where you might be like, because you're looking up at the and see how many people are in the group, and you're looking to see, the comments that's in there, but at the same time, the person that might be listening to your voice, you really don't know what they're going through at the time. And they really need you to continue to talk and to continue to encourage them to look beyond that situation, that right there, that one moment at that time, and look for, that light at the end of the tunnel. So it's just the fact that those are things that happen. So we're in alive and we're able to, as it say, live. But another thing, if it's an opportunity to reach somebody. Sometimes people just don't have anybody to talk to. Sometimes people just don't have anybody that's going to listen to them, even if it's in a text at the bottom or chatting at the bottom. They just don't have nobody to talk to. And it's unfortunate that they don't have anybody to talk to, but it is also fortunate that we're able to get on here and give them that ear, give them that opportunity to voice their issue, and at the same time voice their concerns, and even ask without asking, letting us know that they're hurting. And if I see someone hurting, I will do. I want to do my best to make sure that we try to cover, what's going on. So, that's, to me, is what that iron sharpening iron, and that's what it's doing. So, but that's what we're here. So when I came on today, I just wanted to definitely make sure I said happy holidays to everybody who were on here, and then at the same time, I'm looking forward to 2025. And like I said, I was challenged on what my 5-year goal is, and I said, well, 2025 is a fives. So because it's a fives, I'll say, okay, I could start my 5-year goal with 2025 and hopefully have it all achieved by 2030. So, and you sometimes think that's a long way down the road, But 5 years moves so fast, you be so surprised that it's like, man, it's already 2030. And, I'm sure, those who, remember 2020, and now we're already talking about 2025. So see how fast they go. Think about it. COVID, was 2020. And we're still talking about it, but we're already going into 2025. So you start thinking, man, look, it wasn't that long ago that we were, having these conversations about, the mask and the boost, the shots and the vaccines and the being locked down and all that other stuff. And that wasn't that long ago. But if you look at your, what's your 5-year plan, it was right there. And it wasn't something that was, sorry, it wasn't something that was just in a specific area. That was worldwide. We all were going through it at the same time. So now there's more putting yourself in a position that you're ready for whatever else is going to kick off in the years to come that might affect the whole world. And if it doesn't affect the whole world, always remember one thing: it will affect your world. So what can I do to protect my world so that whatever comes my way, I'm prepared for it. And my world consists of my home and my family and my personal being and my health and all of those things. That's my world, So I just want to put myself in position so that no matter what comes up, I'm prepared. And I know that things is going to come that you didn't think about. Things going to come that you wasn't prepared for. But at the same time, if you can, you know, try to think outside the box. What about this? What about that? What about this? Like I mentioned earlier, I do want to retire. So if that is a goal to retire, when? When are you going to retire? Pick the date and start making sure that you're in position to retire on that date. It's not just saying one day I want to retire. On this day, I want to be retired. So then I can start planning and prepping for it. And you can say sometimes it's like almost being a content creator. You're late. you should have been planning in this for 20 years ago. Blah blah blah. And you're right. I know I was making some horrible decisions when I was younger. If I left a job, because I had a lot of jobs, I only really had one career. I would say 1.5 careers, but I had a lot of jobs. And those jobs will offer like 401k. So as you say, the retirement plan 401k. And I would have a 401k and I would be with that company, say 1 year, 2 years, and I was saving up. And then I left that company. When I left that company, they give you the option to cash out the 401k. And I would cash out every time, every time. So all I was doing was making me go to the next job, which was okay because I had, one of my rules is don't leave a job until you have a job. So I never went a moment without having a job. So you definitely got to make sure if you're going to do that, don't leave a job without having a job. So if you're saying, I found a new job and I am leaving this one and I'm giving this one, my current job, a 2-week notice or whatever, make sure you have a job before you leave the job. But with that 401k from job A, I was cashing it out before I got to job B. So then when I got to job B, I had to start all over again. So really, it's like you wasn't putting anything away because you cashed it out. And you took that money and you might have paid off something or whatever, but at the same time, you wasn't building anything towards your retirement other than what was going into, in the United States, what was going into Social Security or whatever. So those are things you have to start thinking about. So now, if you was to leave, if I was thinking about leaving, I would roll my 401k over into something else because of the fact that I don't want to have to start over. One, I am way too old to start over. I need to make sure that what I'm building is going to be able to last after I'm no longer at the company. So those are things. Yeah, another thing a lot of people don't think about is the medical. So when you're with the company, of course you can sign up for a medical benefit if that company offers a medical benefit. But when you're not with the company, you're still going to have medical issues. You might still need to see the doctor. dentists and things like that. But who's going to pay for that? It's different when you had the medical plan with your company and you was just paying maybe a copay. I have a really good plan, but at the same time, those are things that some people just don't think about. They say, I'm just leaving. Okay, you leave, but if you were getting a medical benefit from your company and you left, who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for your medical? If you really need it. Excuse me. And definitely if you got children, because not only did your medical quit or stop, so did their medical. So it's where the scriptures will say, the Bible will say, count the cost. So sometimes when you're making decisions, you need to really say, okay, let me count the cost. Let me make sure that I'm able to afford the move that I want to make, or the move I'm getting ready to make. I'm not saying that you stay in something that's not it's not healthy for you and anything like that. But if you're leaving, like I said, I'm gonna quit my job so I can be a content creator full time and all that. Well, I would wait until I'm already monetized and I'm getting in a regular check and my subscribers is in the thousands and thousands, and I'm talking maybe 15s to 20s of thousands, that that whatever you're putting out, you're going to get them watch hours and all that. That's where I would have to be before I would even think about saying I'm going to leave my job and move over to just doing this full time. Now, that's my advice, and thank you, Pumpkin, for this, the comment. But that's what I would do. I can't tell you what you're going to do with your life. I can't tell you how you're going to run and what you're going to do. I can tell you that the struggle is real, and not having benefits and not having a steady income, those things, they will come back and bite you. That's just reality. I'm not saying that it will, and you do hear people say, well, it will make you work harder. It might. It also can cause you to be depressed. It can cause you extra stress, and stress is very dangerous to your health and all that, because you're now worried and concerned how you're going to pay your mortgage, how you'll rent, how you're going to put food on the table and clothes on your back, how you're going to keep a roof over your head, how you're going to keep the utilities on. Those things are stressful. Those things will cause stress because you made a move, and a lot of that is you made the move based off of a video you watch where a person told you they quit their 9 to 5 so they can do. Yeah, it's not for everybody. Please tell me the backstory. That would be the whole thing. I would need to know the whole story. How you're able to afford your medical, how you're able to afford your mortgage and your rent and all that. Where even if you quit today, YouTube, Google, whatever, it's not going to pay you tomorrow. So how you get through this. So I would just need the backstory. That's me. I'm more of a show me than tell me type person. So, and that's just who I am. So, but those are things that you have to think about. So I know I was cashing out my 401k, and I got to think about my medical, and my vision and dental and things like that. That's just part of what you have to think about if you're going to make certain moves. So when I'm saying I'm making goals for the future, I'm making goals for where I plan on being in the next year, next 3 years, next 5 years, next 7 years, next 9 years. What's your goal? So, I know I'm already over 50. So that's something that I didn't know. But when I turned 50, with my 401k plan, or even with the federal government, they allow you to play catch up. So where I was lacking in my retirement and things like that, they allowed me to play catch up, meaning I could put more in than what the allotted was. Once I turned 50, they allowed me to put more percentage in as far as from my check. So, allow me to put more in so that I can build up where I was lacking. So that's something that happened when I turned 50. That because of that, and I'm not by myself. They don't have those rules in place just because I turned 50. They had those rules in place because a lot of people were in that same boat where we get to a certain age and now it's like, oh shoot, I can't retire with this, so it's like, okay, here's your goal, try to pay off all your different things. If you can pay off your house and pay off your car and all that before you retire, then that's less of a bill. You don't have that bill anymore. So that's some of the things that you got to start thinking. Okay, I'm setting a goal to get this done. So within the next 5 years, I want to have my car paid off. So if I can have my car paid off within the next 5 years, that's a bill that I don't have anymore. Hopefully your car will be able to last past the 5 years. So then that's a bill that you just don't have for, say it's your car lasts for 10 years, you paid it off in 5, that gives you 5 more years of non-payment on a car that you can now put somewhere else and maybe knock some of those other things out. Start trying to work, and that's something I need to work on, but start trying to work as a person who has a fixed income. So if you're a person that gets bonuses, or you're a person that can work overtime and things like that on your job, especially when you get to the part where you're now starting to think about retiring, start working or putting away as a person who is on a fixed income. Start trying to live without the overtime, without the bonuses, without all of that. Will I be able to survive? What's my numbers and what they look like then? Because that is something that you would have to make sure that you're able to do, once you're retired, because I'm not gonna say it's nothing worse. A lot of people have to do it, but to retire and then have to go and find another job to meet those needs, to fill in that gap. That is, to me, that's sad, and it's unfortunate. So hopefully, you have a plan. And I don't know why this is coming about and where we're coming from with this, but we were talking about happy holidays, and we're talking about 2025, and we also were talking about your 5-year plan. So somewhere in all of that is me talking about making sure you putting your ducks in a row, moving forward for your the possibilities of like for me, it's for when I'm going to retire. But it's not just that, if you have a roommate, just imagine, I don't know, the people that's on here, but you say you got a roommate. And like I tell my children, I got, older kids that's on their own. But I like you, even when you find a place that you can afford by yourself. Even if you have a roommate, find a place that you can afford by yourself. Because if that roommate, for whatever reason, one can't pay their half, or whatever their portion is, or decides to leave, or whatever, you can continue to stay where you are. A big mistake a lot of people make is they go in together and they combine the numbers, and then they try to, they live off of that, and they can get a bigger place because you got two numbers. They can get a more expensive place because you got the double numbers, but at the same time, you couldn't do it by yourself. So that's a mindset that I want you to have, or that I try to have, is that if no one else was there, could you do it by yourself? If no one else lived in your house, can you pay your rent? Can you pay your utilities? Can you buy yourself food? And still have enough over to pay your car note and pay your insurance and all of those things that come with that? So that's something that you have to think about. Can I do it by myself? Can I do it all alone? If I'm into this thing and I need a roommate, which is nothing wrong with that. But the place I can afford by myself. If that person left, I can go with no. I can go on my own. So that's what I'm trying to say. When I tell you be. Hey John, I don't know where you're coming at with that, so I'm not even going to entertain it. But it just don't even sound like part of, where you're coming from. So I'm not going to entertain any more on that conversation with you. But at the same time, I thank you for being here. What we started was just a happy holidays to you. So happy holidays to you all, and definitely uh, we just want to make sure you're getting yourself ready for the new year. So, uh, but with all that, it's just unfortunate that you're going to be dealing with some things. It's funny because when I remember being on a live with another person. Matter of fact, for those who might know him, Nemo 504, and he was saying that you're going to run across some people that's going to come in. They're going to come into your channel and they're going to, say certain things or be disrespectful and stuff like that. And you got to learn to ignore them or learn to block them or learn to, because you don't want to change the narrative or the reason that you're on there. So when you get people out there that's, I won't say talking foolishness, but they're like, where are you coming from with that? And that had nothing to do, it's just one of those things where you have to protect the channel and protect the other people that's on the live, that's in there trying to learn something or get something out of it. So with all of that, I appreciated that when I heard it, because at that time I hadn't gone live. So when I heard him make that comment, I was like, okay, that's something I need to be watchful for, and not only be watchful for, but definitely when it does pop its ugly head, and it will, be ready for. So, but anyway, so again, happy holidays to you all. And I'm looking forward to 2025. And I don't know if you're, like I said, if you're a new content creator in here or a seasoned content creator in here, and you're just in here because you're checking us out, and I appreciate you. Whatever your reason for being here, I appreciate you. And I want to say happy holidays to you. And I know that we're getting ready to have a good, I'm going to say a good year coming. 2025 is going to be a good year. It's going to be different. It's going to be different for a lot of people. It's going to be challenging. But I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be good. Happy holidays to you, Archibald and Naomi, I think. Happy holidays to you. It's going to be different. It's going to be challenging. But I'm 100% believing it's going to be a good year. We just need to buckle down, get ready. And that's part of what we were saying, or I was saying about getting, having goals. Not only having goals, but, doing your best to make sure or seeing your goals through. So that's what we are. So my goal, 2025 for YouTube, I'm telling you that right now, I want y'all to hear this, is by April 1, I want to have 1,000 subscribers. So that is one of the goals that I'm pushing for, to have 1,000 subscribers by April 1. So that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to. That's something I'm going to be pushing towards, and hopefully able to achieve that. Well, I'm not going to say hopefully able to. I'm going to achieve it. I'm set on that, to achieve that goal by 2025. You have a goal. Do you have a goal? Do you have anything that you're looking forward to, that you're going to be trying, or things you're going to be doing that you need to, if you want to, put it in there. Put it in the comments. Let us know there's something that one of the goals that you got set. Especially if it's something with your YouTube channel, for those who are content creators. It could be, I want to become a content creator, or I want to go live in 2025, or, whatever it is, put it down in the comments. Let's touch and agree on that thing. So we'll see what your goal is and help you get there. Because that's, again, iron sharpening iron. I want to see you achieve your goal, as I try to achieve my goals. So if it's down there, if it's in here, if you have a goal for the next year coming, 2025, put it down in the chat so that we can, touch and agree on it, so that anyone else that comes through here can see this is something that you're trying to do. Other than that, I thank you. I thank you all who have, been so wonderful this year. Even though it's been a short year for me because we only started in October, but it's like, wow, like so many people and so much. I would say my virtual friendship, my virtual family, my team. We've done so much work in this little bit of time, and I'm definitely looking forward to next year and everything that that year is going to bring. I'm looking forward to being able to express, and report all the great things that happen, all the great achievements. I looked at a app the other day, and it was saying that I had 40,000. I want to say 40,000 views. I have to check that again, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. That's amazing to have that many views. And I believe it was, and I have to look at it to make sure, but I believe that's what it was, 40,000 views. And I was like, that's pretty good. I'm super excited, and I know it doesn't. It's not all about um, views. It's not all about, but it is. It's you put the content out there because you want it to be viewed. You're not putting it out there so it'll just sit. If that's the case, everything will be private, and that's how my channel used to be. I used to put video in and it stayed private because I wasn't using it to gain subscribers. I wasn't using it to get views. I was using those videos for training on the job I have, and that was a good way to be able to put the video out, have it a place to store it, and I could show it when I wanted to show it. So it wasn't about getting subscribers. It wasn't about getting views. It was only about having a place to store videos. But then in October, I changed that world, and I was now out to get subscribers. I'm out to put video out to get views, and that was one of the things I was trying to do. So with that being said, that's something that I'm now, striving to do, and with that comes some lesson learned and things like that that I'm trying to uh, get better at. So, but I have been on here way too long, and I did what I set out to do, which was to wish everyone a happy holiday, and we did talk about the next year. So with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and leave, and I thank you for tuning in and sharing your little bit of time with me. And until next time, God bless you and have peace.